All right, ladies and gentlemen, once you are done with the draft, the rough draft, maybe the rough draft and the rough draft, it's a lot of rough in there, then it's time to go and do your final draft. When you do the final draft, you can see here, I showed you this last time, we the people of the United States in order to form a more perfect union. This young man, this is done by a student in my Art 1 class, and he wrote out all of the calligraphy in pencil first, figured out where he wanted all the spacing to go, and then he went over top of those letters in his calligraphy marker. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this using this Pledge of Allegiance. I have used this before, but I'd just like to show you again. Once you get all of your letters set up how you want them to go, with your margins, with the final calligraphy, I would like you to put some artwork if you can. It's not required that you have to do artwork. You wouldn't have to, but it looks really good if you can do a little piece of artwork or some color to it somewhere. So once you get this all written out, like I said here in pencil, and you have your border secured, you can take the lined sheet of paper and put it underneath there, and you can go ahead and then do your lettering. Now, when you're doing your lettering here, just go over top using these pencil lines as a guide, not necessarily to do it exactly as it shows there, but using that as a guide, you can then, and you can see the lines underneath. I'm going to go up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, going back through those letter forms that we did, up, down, up, round, up, down, up, backwards, angle, up, down, over, backwards, angle, up. And then like here with this L and the E, when you do this E and you put this in with a wax on, wax off move, you can see how those two, whoops, they kind of line up together. And that looks kind of cool. It makes it look like it goes through. So then you go over top of all of your letters that were written out in pencil, you go over those in your ink. Once you get that done, then you can take your eraser and then go and erase out all of these pencil lines that are underneath. Make sure that it's dry first before you do that. You can take out all of your margins. You can erase everything out of there that you don't want anymore. All of those pencil lines were done just to give you some ideas of where everything goes. So you could take out all of those pencil lines. This should be dry now. And that works out pretty well. Then you can, now you have a bunch of options. If you do have, and some of you said you do have pastels, if you want to use a set of pastels, you can add color to this. Again, just be careful not to do too much. If you have colored pencils at home, you can add colored pencil to it, like that flag I just showed you. Again, keep it light. Maybe you just want to put color behind it. Maybe if you had room for some artwork, you could do that. Like right here on this one, there could be a small piece of artwork could be done here, and a small piece of artwork could be done here. There could be some artwork that would come up through the borders if you would want it to. That would be fine also. So as you're looking at this, there are a lot of different options that you could do with this calligraphy. The other option that I didn't mention before is if you would like to go freestyle with this. Some students will, sorry, I just had to go grab another sheet of paper. I just had an idea. Sometimes students will, if you wanted to go, especially if you wanted to go horizontal, sometimes students will go, all right, I don't want to use the lines. I'm going to make my own lines. And maybe I want to do some calligraphy, something like this. Instead of just following straight across, maybe they would want to do the writing. I'm just going to do this Pledge of Allegiance since I have that in my head. And you could do your writing going along like that. For your final choice calligraphy, you do not have to stay on the lines. All right, you can make your own. I've even had people go around in circles with it before if they wanted to, or sometimes they'll go at angles. Sometimes they'll turn their whole calligraphy into a design all by itself. So those are some things that you could do. Then, as you are as finishing it up, you could also use some Crayola markers, like I said, colored pencils, pastels. You could take pieces of paper and do paper cutouts on here, anything to enhance it to make it look really good. All right, so when you're finishing it up, this is kind of a rough draft here, but when you're finishing it up, just go over top of your letters then that you had written out in pencil, go over them in ink, and then add color, and you can to do it how you would like. So it's your choice. It's your choice of the subject on this one, and it's your choice. Please just make it school appropriate. That's all that I ask. All right, so that's going to pretty much wrap up. Let me show you one more here. So that when you're all done, if you're using marker, again, I showed you this one the other day. If you're using marker, you can do all kinds of designs and things like this. All right, so I hope that you have fun with this. You may use this as Christmas gifts. My gift to you is to teach you calligraphy. Your gift now is to share it with others. Spread the love that you have, and you can do it through a calligraphy pen. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this.